Hare Krishna. You must be wondering this very interesting topic which we have selected for our discussion tonight. I think India is still celebrating the recent victory at the T20 World Cup. How many of you watched the match? बाकी लोग कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है क्रिकेट में या हाथ ऊपर करने से शर्मा रहे हैं. It is said that matches like this, especially when India reaches the final, and that too World Cup final. On that particular day, there are no atheists. Everyone is praying. सब लोग किसी न किसी देवता को प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, चाहे कितना भी बड़ा नास्तिक क्यों ना हो. वो एक दिन वो पूरा नास्तिकवाद, एथिज्म, उसको साइड में रखकर जो मदद कर सके हमारी जीत में. यहाँ तक बोला गया है कि विनोद में, जस्ट on a lighter note, it is said that Narad Muni, he told to Lord Narayan that your next avatar you don't have to take. I know, especially in Bharatvarsha, wherein people, even without you descending, even without you taking avatar, those people will be praying for you. So whenever there is World Cup cricket final, my dear Lord, you don't have to endeavor to go down as an avatar, because everyone will be following some kind of dharma to make India win. But I thought that why not draw out, like in India, cricket is like breathing air wherever you are. No boundaries, no religion. In fact, I was in Mumbai for 10 years, and Mumbai is not just for Bollywood but for cricket also. So during these kind of matches, I would see big hoardings and billboards. I remember once this billboard, it read, "Cricket is our religion, Sachin is our God." So all over this country, whichever age, whichever state you are belonging to, whichever gender, this particular game is something which is loved, and at some point of time everyone has played it, whether professional or amateur. गली क्रिकेट जिसको बोलते हैं, सबने कुछ न कुछ तो खेला है. So I thought, why not make it or spiritualize it? If cricket is something which is like inseparable part of we Indians, you can offend anyone. किसी का भी अपराध कर सकते हो, लेकिन क्रिकेट का अपराध यदि किसी ने किया तो उसे देशद्रोही माना जाता है. कौन हो जाता है वो? देशद्रोही हो जाता है. कि चाहे तुम किसी भी मजहब के हो, किसी भी धर्म के हो, तुम किसी भी कास्ट के हो, चाहे रिजर्वेशन नो रिजर्वेशन कुछ नहीं, लेकिन जहाँ क्रिकेट का सवाल होता है हम सब एक हैं। परिवार, टूटे हुए परिवार एक साथ आ जाते हैं फाइनल देखने के लिए, और खाली एक साथ नहीं आते, बाकायदा कोई अंपायर बन जाता है, सोफे में बैठे हुए अंकल जो है अंपायर बन जाते हैं, कमेंटेटर बन जाता है, और यदि ठीक से इंडिया नहीं खेल रहा है तो फिर वो बीसीसीआई बोर्ड का चेयरमैन बन जाता है कि किसको टीम में होना चाहिए, किसको नहीं होना चाहिए था, मुझे पूछना चाहिए था, कैप्टन इसको बनाना चाहिए था, ये इसको विकेट कीपर बनाया, अरे इसको भी बोलिंग, अरे उसको देना चाहिए था। Everyone has their opinion and everyone has their take on this particular game. So like you see over here, cricket is not just a sport, it is a miniature model of our own human lives. And we'll explore more how. Herein we come for Krishna conscious talks. We are here to enhance our Krishna bhakti. We come here for some spiritual inspiration. So, what is this? Krishna consciousness. This particular term is so much used in ISKCON. Those of you who are regular to our ISKCON temple, you must have heard this term so very often. Krishna consciousness. So, Krishna consciousness, literally, we can translate it as being in the consciousness of Krishna. But I have another take on this Krishna consciousness term. Krishna consciousness could also mean seeing this world in the consciousness of Krishna, or through the eyes of Krishna. Because Krishna, who is the supreme spiritual being, his vision obviously would be all spiritual, including cricket. Is it not? So if we see even cricket through the eyes of Krishna, imagine, battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Krishna, he turned that battlefield into a spiritual discourse, like a Bhagavad Gita course, a Krishna conscious deliverance battlefield. There was once a topic which I took, Rasa Leela on the Ranbhumi, Rasa Leela on the battlefield, which means, the rasa of Bhakt and Bhagavan, which was so wonderfully exemplified on a battlefield. So imagine if Krishna and Arjun would be on a cricket field. They're talking about battlefield on a cricket pitch, in a stadium. How Krishna would present to Arjun or to all of us on a cricket pitch, using this game of cricket, that what are the life lessons we can learn from this game. Are you all ready? Yeah? So, to begin with, first of all, if one has to become a good cricketer in life, and as you'll be seeing the presentation, know, my dear friends, that you have to draw parallels with our human life. We have to relate. So just like for a cricketer needs what? Before entering on the pitch, before walking on that pitch, before that game of cricket, that player has to perform intense practice. When I was under training in the Indian Air Force, just new recruit, a cadet. And in our training center, you know, we were, along with our physical training, we were being motivated with so many different inspirational things, because we were like, I was just 17. Anyone over here? 17? You're 17? Yeah, okay. So I was his age. What's your name? Vyansh. So I was Vyansh's age when I joined the Air Force. So you need a lot of motivation. You are away from home. Many, I would see that they would become homesick, and they'd never been out of their homes, till that age. So we needed a lot of motivation. So I remember one of the quotes during our training, which actually till date, this particular quote, which we were taught, and we were, supposed to live by this particular quote, inspirational quote was, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Think about it, my dear friends. What a deep, inspirational message this particular quote carries for all of us. It's not just for a soldier, it's not just for a cricket player, it's for all of us in our day to day life. You all, young blood, right now, you are at the cusp of trying to explore what would be your future. You are molding, remolding your future because you are at an age in your life wherein you have to become the decision maker of your own life. Am I right? And for that, you have to toil, sweat hard. There are no free lunches, my dear friends, in this world. Have you heard of that? There are no free lunches. आपको आप पूछोगे भाई आपके इस्कॉन में तो फ्री मिलता है आज का भी तो प्रसाद फ्री है. डू यू थिंक इट इज फ्री? नो. व्हाट प्राइस यू हैव टू पे राइट नाउ? यस, टाइम. वेरी वेल सेड. The most valuable possession which we have is our time, the time at our disposal. So, intense practice and preparation, no matter what you do, even like I remember, in my childhood, someone gifted me a Rubik's Cube. Abhi bhi aajkal, you guys know Rubik's Cube. And to crack that Rubik's Cube, you have to be intense. You can't just keep moving and you will expect that, okay, I've been working so hard for half an hour on this Rubik's Cube and I should crack it. No, anything as simple as just working out, doing some yoga, learning a language, learning any skill for that matter, whether it is in our childhood learning how to ride a bicycle, we had to practice. Am I correct? So intense practice and preparation. A cricket player, when a pace bowler is now throwing that ball, how much time that cricket player has or the batsman has to make the decision how to confront that ball. It has to be quick, and not just quick, it has to be smart. So many times, my dear friends, in our lives, we will be confronted with a very high-paced ball. And at that point of time, we have to, yes, he'll do all the preparation before the match, all the practice, net practice, so on and so forth. But then, when the match begins, when he is there in the crease, and the entire stadium is there watching and expecting, okay, and the ball is thrown, the decision, no coach will come over there and tell you where to swing your bat. You have to make the decision. The next is teamwork. Well, in this T20, one of the players, I think he got the man of the series, Sanju Samson. He became like, you know, the viral hit cricket player out of the blue, right? But one of the amazing things which was observed about him was his focus on the teamwork. There were, matches where he was so close to hitting a century, and if he was careful, if he was just slowing down his pace, he could have individually won the century for himself. But no, he realized that I can't go slow. Even if I take the risk and if I'm out before hitting the century, at least my team, there are others lined up, in the batting order, and they'll be there to actually get a good, respectable score for us. That's called teamwork. And yes, my dear friends, in this world, we can't work alone. We have to work in a team. Your workplaces, wherever you are, whether you are a working professional, whether you are a businessman, businesswoman, whether you are a family man later on, it's a team effort. Even monks like us, we need a team. You may be wondering, तुम्हारा तो कोई family है नहीं, क्या team work? Oh, by the way, come to our temple and see. For one single program, for this one program, how much teamwork? See, the whole team is been working hard. And therefore, peacefully, we are all able to sit and enjoy this evening's program. So, teamwork. And yes, it's not that India has always won the T20. It's not that every team always wins. We have to be ready to accept failure. And how to accept failure? Not just accept with grudges, not begrudgingly, but positively. Never lose hope. Why never lose hope? Because there will always be a next time. There will always be a next T20. There will always be a next exam. Even if you have failed, there is always a next attempt. And even if you have run out of all the attempts in a particular exam, still there are other careers. Still there is so much more to explore. और कुछ नहीं तो. I'm just kidding. So there is always a next time. So we begin with the first lesson. Life keeps bowling different deliveries. So herein, when we are talking of different deliveries, these are cricket terms. I hope you are aware of the cricket terms here. So some balls are bouncers, yorkers, swing deliveries, spins. Now, the batsman cannot decide, hey, don't bowl a yorker, huh? No bouncer, no spin, huh? Just straight, just normal bowling. No. So just like, in cricket, The deliveries are something which are unexpected. Similarly, in our life also. Yes, there will be success, setbacks, opportunities, and disappointments. Over here, honestly speaking, if I ask you that how many times it has happened that you expected some success in your attempt, whether it was an exam, whether it was a sporting event, whether it was anything which you had endeavored for, and you didn't crack it. Has it happened? Every one of us, we have failed in some attempts. And how many times also this thing has happened that sometimes we didn't even endeavor so much. And lo and behold, kuch lottery lag gayi. Something just as if, fallen from the sky. We getting blessed with it. Setbacks, disappointments. क्रिकेट के ऊपर एक जोक याद है. हस्बैंड क्रिकेट देख रहा है, fully glued to the screen. And that nail biting finish kind of thing, 10 balls, 15 runs. Something like that kind of a situation. देख रहा. अचानक उसकी वाइफ सज धज के, नया सूट खरीदा है उसने, अच्छी सी सज धज के आती और पूछती, हनी कैसी लग रही हूं मैं? छक्का! बेचारे का 11 बजे फ्यूनरल है. So sometimes this also happens in our life. वो बेचारा जो स्क्रीन पर जिसने छक्का मारा वो इसको अपलोड कर रहा था, लेकिन इसका हो गया खात्मा. ओके, सीधा क्लीन बोल्ड. वहां पे उसने छक्का मारा, यहां पर ये क्लीन बोल्ड हो गया. सो लाइफ इज लाइक दैट. यू डोंट intend to embrace any problem in your life, but many times without we wanting it, without we asking for it, problems, they come not just walking but running, and not just shaking hands with us but embracing us, and sometimes vice versa. It happens with successes also. It happens with good tidings in our life as well. Then, lesson. The lesson from this is, wisdom lies not in controlling the ball, but in learning how to respond to it. A good batsman adapts to every ball. Similarly, a wise person adapts to every situation. My dear friends, we human beings, we are this one species that we can adapt to the environment around us. Just like we all have come from our cozy homes. You all might have your own private bedroom, your bed, your study table, your chair, what you are the most comfortable in. But here you are, you didn't know, many of you must have come for the first time. How many have come for the first time? Anyone? First time? Yeah, so many of you. Come for the first time, you didn't know what kind of sitting arrangements over here. ये तो और वो भी यहाँ पर इनके कार्यक्रम शुरू होते हैं, एंड पता नहीं कब होते हैं. कुर्सियां ज़्यादा भी नहीं है, जो भी है वो ऑक्यूपाइड है ऑलरेडी. So, herein, there is no AC. Your private bedroom, your house must be having nice AC, especially this particular, climate, this weather. Everything will be very comfortable. But here, so what have we done? We have adapted. For this 1 hour, 1.5 hour, you have adapted yourself to attend and focus on something which is more important than your personal comfort or discomfort. So, my dear friend, this is the lesson over here. That situations like this, when we travel, whatever kind of travel, whether it is air travel, train travel, road travel, there is always some amount of discomfort. Yes, you may have paid for the business class, but still, you know, you are at an altitude, you can't just tell to the air hostess that मुझे ना मेरी माँ के आलू के पराठे खाने हैं, वो बना के लाओ गर्मा गर्म मक्खन मार के। नहीं भाई, जो इधर मेनू में है वही मिलेगा। तुमने बिजनेस क्लास का भरा भी होगा, फिर भी you have to adapt. So in life, when we learn this skill of adaptability, just like the batsman, he has to adapt. And how much time does he have to adapt? To switch to, from one over to the other over? Like the previous slide, quick and smart decisions he has to make. The second lesson, you cannot score every ball. In cricket, even the greatest batsman leave many balls. हर बार बैट स्विंग करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हर बार कोई छक्का चौका नहीं मार सकता. Life also requires selective action. Not every opportunity must be pursued. Not every argument must be answered. Not every action requires our reaction. हर बार हमको उतावले होकर कि मेरा रिएक्शन होना ही चाहिए, ये इस एक्शन पे मेरा रिएक्शन होना ही चाहिए, इसके ऊपर मेरा ओपिनियन होना ही चाहिए. अरे भाई, जो आपकी फील्ड नहीं है वहां पर चुप रहो. जहां जरूरत नहीं. देयर इज अ ब्यूटिफुल इंग्लिश प्रोवर्ब. इट सेज discretion is the better part of valor. What does that mean? It means, like in our scripture it is mentioned that Narad Muni, sometimes in front of demons like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Hiranyaksha, in front of them, sometimes Narad Muni would be just with folded hands, as if Narad Muni is like bowing down in front of them. No. But the example is given, it's a very crude example. The example is, यदि गटर से कोई सुअर अभी नहा धो के गटर के पानी से, गटर के पानी में पूरा लोटपोट होकर सुअर पूरा गीला, कौन से पानी से? काला गटर का पानी बहा रहा है. और दुर्भाग्यवश आप बगल में खड़े हो. विल यू गिव दैट पिग वे? तू निकल ले भाई. नहीं, मैं इंसान हूं, ये सुअर है, मैं नहीं हिलूंगा. उसने अगर झड़का दिया ना अपने आप, तो बिना मतलब के, बिना किसी पैसों के उसका महाप्रसाद मिलेगा. तो बुद्धिमानी किसमें है? डिस्क्रेशन, प्लीज. सो समटाइम्स आर्ग्यूमेंट्स आर सच. I'll give you a personal example. There was a very heated meeting which was going on in connection with me once. and there was a person, and this person, he was kind of alleging something, against me, and he was quite uh, explosive about it. And the person who was mediating it, the ombudsman, the mediator, so he later on asked me that this person, he was just falsely accusing you of this and that. He was going on and on, rambling. Why didn't you react? Why were you not upset? So I said, sir, anger is a very prized emotion for me. That guy didn't deserve that emotion of mine. Think about this. That even anger, it is a very prized possession which we have. Sometimes it is taken very negatively, but anger is sometimes needed for the right reasons in the right way. When Arjun was shooting the arrows, Arjun had to be angry on the Kauravas. When Hanumanji was burning the Lanka, he was angry. And that anger was used in the most constructive way. Just like there is constructive criticism, so similarly there is constructive anger also. So all these points, that in our life there will be opportunities, not that every particular opportunity we have to run after. अरे ये वाला भी मॉडल ले लूँ, अरे ये वाले भी स्कीम में मैं इन्वेस्ट कर लूँ, मैं इसको भी प्रपोज कर लूँ, उसको भी कर लूँ. Come on. Not every ball has to be swung for a sixer or a boundary. Not every argument is worth arguing, and not every action requires our reaction. Third, failure is part of the game. Even the greatest batsmen get out for a duck. You know what a duck means, right? हाँ, बड़े बड़े विराट कोहली, सचिन तेंदुलकर, ये भी शून्य लेकर आए और शून्य लेकर गए. बोलते हैं ना ऐसे क्रिकेट में. सो द लेसन इज, failure is not the opposite of success. You must be wondering, oh really? अभी तक तो मैंने क्या सुना था? The opposite of success is failure and vice versa. But herein I am giving you a different outlook, my dear friends. Failure is part of the journey towards success. How many times have you heard it is the stepping stone to success? In the Australian Army, this is during our training, we were taught that in the Australian Army, the Special Forces, one of the questions which is asked for someone who wants to get recruited in those Special Forces, the question which is asked is, have you ever failed in your life? Now, if we were asked this question, and if, okay, honestly, if we would have never failed in our life, we would, dhadalle se bolenge na. With a lot of pride, we would say, I've never ever failed in my life. Anyone who says that that person has never failed in their life, they never are selected in those Special Forces. Why? Because if you have not experienced failure, which surely will be happening in your life at some point of time, how will you be able to deal with failure then? It's part of training to deal with failure. जैसे हमारे पड़ोसी देश पाकिस्तान में क्रिकेट में, क्रिकेट की बात आई तो पड़ोसी देश के विषय में थोड़ा तो बोलना पड़ेगा. यही T20 के समय ऐसा हुआ कि पाकिस्तान पटाखों की दुकान के सामने, पाकिस्तान में, कराची में, पटाखों की दुकान पर लिखा हुआ था, क्योंकि T20 चल रहा है, पाकिस्तानी आके मैच चल रहे हैं, तो पाकिस्तानी आए के पटाखे खरीद रहे थे, तो पटाखों की दुकान पर लिखा हुआ था, बचे हुए पटाखे वापस नहीं लिए जाएंगे, क्योंकि उनको भी विश्वास था कि पटाखे बचने वाले, बजने नहीं वाले, बचने वाले। सो life rewards those who return to the crease again and again. Failure is a part of the journey towards success. आज ही मैं, this was a bizarre news. You know, sometimes these kind of news, it's called the bizarre news. I was reading, and this happened. It's not something which was made up. Like, like they say, believe it or not, that kind of news. So this lady, she was taken in an ambulance. She was brain dead. And you know what brain dead means? She was brain dead, carried in an ambulance, and the ambulance, and now you know Indian roads, right? Our Piyush, he drove me. So bumpy roads, potholes, practically free massage also you get. सब कुछ अच्छी से, जो भी कुछ खाया है पच जाता है, हिल डुल के आते हैं, bumpy roads, potholes. So this ambulance, this brain dead lady, there was a big pothole, and the ambulance, it was racing and it just bumped into that pothole, and because of that jerk, this lady came back to consciousness. Yeah, this is true news. I'm not making it up. Brain dead lady in the ambulance came back to consciousness because of pothole. Now you must be wondering, was that good? If that same ambulance or that same lady would have been maybe in some first world country wherein बोलते ना कि हेमा मालिनी की गाल की तरह सड़कें, बोला जाता है ऐसा, ओके? ऐसी बोला, क्या सड़कें हैं, हेमा मालिनी की गाल की तरह। बेचारी वो ब्रेन डेड लेडी अगर वैसी सड़कों के ऊपर गई होती, थैंक्स टू अवर इंडियन पॉटहोल्स, this technology, no one can, no medical science can beat this technology, कि इतिहास के पन्नों में लिखा जाएगा कि भाई ब्रेन डेड लेडी वो रिजरेक्ट हो गई, वो पुनः जीवित हो गई, और इसके पीछे का सोर्स क्या था? ये गड्ढा, ये रास्ते का गड्ढा। जय हो गड्ढे महाराज। So yeah, sometimes you never know that particular failure, and we can give so many examples in this context, that people who failed, and not just once or twice, multiple times, failing, and then because of that, they actually, whenever they got the success, they valued that success. And that success was something which made them not a bitter, but a better person. There is difference between being bitter and being better. Lesson number 4. Every player has an important role. In cricket, not everyone scores centuries. Some players, they are good bowlers only. Some players, good batsmen only, good fielders, wicket keepers, and then there are the all-rounders. एक बॉयफ्रेंड बोला, मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड परफेक्ट बॉलर है। तो उसको पूछा, भाई कैसे? क्योंकि आए दिन वो बोलती रहती, इट्स ओवर। It's over now. बहुत अच्छी बॉलर है. So, this particular lesson I like, one of the best lessons, because in a cricket team, whoever formulates a cricket team, they have to make sure, the captain of the cricket team has to make sure that there are enough good batsmen. अरे हमको तो स्कोर बना, पूरे लाइनअप में खाली बैट्समैन ही बैट्समैन डाल दो. अरे भाई फील्डिंग के समय फिर क्या करोगे? ऐसा नहीं कि फील्डिंग के समय दूसरी टीम लेके आओगे, नहीं, वही टीम खेलनी है. Bowling, so there has to be a good proportion of good batsmen, good bowlers, fielders, wicket keepers. Similarly, whatever, as later on, whenever you take up a project, you may become a project leader, you may become a leader of something or someone, even if your own family. There has to be a perfect balance because everyone has their role to play. I remember in my childhood, we had this annual function, and my father was, an employee in the Birlas, Mr. Ashok Birla. So Mr. Ashok Birla was coming for our annual function. And we as kids, we were supposed to, I was very small at that time. And we were supposed to just welcome in a very innocent way Mr. Ashok Birla. And how that the welcome word. So we all were given a T-shirt with a sign. One was with WELCONE like that. और हम बच्चों को बोला गया कि भाई लाइन से जाके खड़े हो जाओ. अब हमको पता नहीं कि हमने जर्सी पर क्या है. मेरे जर्सी पर एम था, तो मुझको बोला, तू ई के बगल में, तेरा ई इस तरफ होना चाहिए और ओ के बीच में तेरे को, इन दोनों के बीच में तुझको रहना है. एम, तुझको इन दोनों के बीच में रहना. मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था कि बाकी क्या है. मुझको, मेरा फोकस क्या था, एम जो है ओ और ई के बीच में. That's what teamwork is. That sometimes you might be just one alphabet in the entire world. But if you play your role perfectly as that one alphabet, what was the end result? All of us put together, we welcomed this chief guest. The fifth lesson, every innings eventually ends. No matter how good or bad the innings were, everything comes to an end. Even the greatest batsman must one day walk back to the pavilion. My dear friends, life is like an innings between birth and death. The question is not how long we played, the real question, how meaningfully did we play? Mark Twain, that great philosopher, he said that there are only 2 days which are the most important days in your life. The first is the day you were born, and the second is the day you know why you were born. Now we all celebrate our birthdays every year. Why? Because for us it's the most important day, my birthday. But according to this philosopher, that's just one important day. But the most important day after that important day is the day we know why were we born. And these kind of programs which we conduct, these programs are meant to answer that why question of our life, which is the most important question. I was mentioning in my recent talk that in the Bhagavad Gita, The whole of Bhagavad Gita, Arjun is not asking Krishna the question, how should I fight? He knew. He was adept at fighting. He was the best archer of his time. But the most burning, pressing question which Arjun had was not, my dear Krishna, teach me how to lift the Gandiva or how to fight with this bow, but tell me why. Why should I fight? So, my dear friends, this is one of the most important lessons, the why questions of our life. That why am I studying what I'm studying? Why am I earning money? Why am I a student, son, daughter, brother, sister, father, mother to anyone? Why? And therefore, towards the end, I would like to draw upon these 5 philosophical one-liners based on cricket. Life is like cricket. You cannot choose the ball you receive, only the shot you play. Yes, life will throw so many googlies at us, so many Yorkers at us, so many this spin, off spin, leg spin, different kinds of balls at us. We may not have, and definitely we do not have, the choice of that. But yes, we have the bat in our hands, we have the choice that how will we play that particular shot. This is interesting. Scoreboard in a cricket match is impartial. स्कोरबोर्ड में कोई पार्शियलिटी नहीं होती कि अरे भाई बेचारे ये लोग कम रन्स बना रहे हैं तो थोड़ा मैं कृपा करता हूं. Just like scoreboard is impartial, what comes on the scoreboard is how you perform on the pitch. To the extent how you perform on the pitch will be put on the scoreboard. Similarly, law of karma is like that. Like it is said that we are all dining in a restaurant called karma. On the way, I saw so many restaurants. Imagine a restaurant called Karma Restaurant. And you know what is the one principle in this Karma Restaurant? Whoever goes to dine in this Karma Restaurant, you are served what you deserve. Think about this. We are served what we deserve. एक व्यक्ति ने भगवान से पूछा, भगवान मुझे अगले जन्म में ऐसा बंदा बनाना, बैग हो पैसों की, सराउंडेड बाय ओनली फीमेल्स. तथास्तु. लेडीज बस का कंडक्टर बना, बैग पूरी पैसों की भरी हुई, सराउंडेड बाय फीमेल्स. ले scoreboard of life. So this is what happens when we do not realize that right now whatever situation I am in, ये सब मेरे ही कर्मों का फल मुझे दिया जा रहा है. While eating, sometimes our own teeth, they bite our own tongue. Will we blame the cook? क्या बनाया है? जीभ कट गई मेरी. मैंने क्या बनाया भाई? तुम्हारे दांत, तुम्हारी जीभ. Can we blame the food item? Can we blame the cook? Can we blame the cutlery? No. That's what law of karma is. Scoreboard, impartial. जैसा तुम खेलोगे वैसे स्कोरबोर्ड पर आएगा. सेंचुरी मारी है तो स्कोरबोर्ड सेंचुरी भी दिखाएगा. 0 पे आउट हुआ है, स्कोरबोर्ड वो भी दिखाएगा. Law of karma is like that. Not every ball can be hit a boundary. Sometimes wisdom lies in letting go. Once I gave a seminar entitled Let Go, Live Free. बहुत सारी चीजें जब हम लेट गो कर देते हैं, बंदर पता ना कैसे पकड़ते हैं बंदर को, शिकारी बंदर को कैसे पकड़ता है कि वो एक बॉटल लेता है, बॉटल के अंदर मूंगफली, मूंगफली बहुत पसंद है बंदर को खाने के लिए, तो मूंगफली भर देता है और उसका जो माउथ है, उस बॉटल का जो माउथ है वो इतना ही बड़ा होता है कि बंदर का हाथ जाए. बंदर हाथ डालता है, भर लेता है, मुट्ठी मूंगफली से भर लेता है. पर अब क्योंकि मूंगफली से उसने वो मुट्ठी भर ली, अब वहां से बाहर नहीं निकल पाएगा उसका हाथ. उसको यदि उस बोतल से छुटकारा चाहिए तो उसको क्या करना है? लेट गो. एनीवेज दे आर पीनट्स. डोंट रिस्क योर लाइफ just for peanuts. Very important principle for us also. Don't become monkeys attached to peanuts. Otherwise you'll go nuts. And finally, cricket teaches humility. Today's hero can be tomorrow's zero or विकेट. जो भी हम देखते हैं ना कि बहुत बार यदि हम मिलते हैं हमारे बुजुर्गों से, दादा परदादा, उनसे मिलते हैं, वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं? मैं जब तुम्हारी उम्र का था ये किया करता था, वो किया करता था. और हम सोचते हैं कि अरे बेचारे बूढ़े हो गए, अभी कुछ कर नहीं पाते हैं, इसलिए केवल याद करते हैं क्या कर सकते थे. I always remember this, that this was just some years ago. I was going to our temple, and there were some boys who were playing cricket. Again, cricket. और बॉल मेरे पैरों पर लगी तो चिल्लाकर एक ने बोला, अंकल बॉल दो ना. Immediately it struck me, मैं अंकल हो गया. And I remembered, wow, it was as if in a jiffy. Just some time ago, I was like those kids playing cricket in my colony, and I also called someone uncle. अब मुझे कोई अंकल बुला रहा है. यही होता है. आप लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हो, आप लोग मुझे अंकल बोल रहे होंगे. कल कुछ समय बाद आप भी अंकल और आंटी बन जाओगे. और केवल अंकल और आंटी नहीं, बूढ़े अंकल और आंटी. This is what life is. So my dear friends, you must have heard of this. When life gives you lemons, you can complain, अरे बहुत खट्टे हैं, है ना? Lemons are sour, बहुत खट्टे, बहुत खट्टे. When life, my dear friend, gives you lemons, which is like troubles and tribulations, make a lemonade. It's up to you how you can use those lemons. So this is like a famous quote. So when I was thinking about this particular quote, I wrote few more lines, on this. You want to know? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade, and thank God you are not given vinegar. Lemons ही दिए. इमेजिन विनेगर का क्या करते हैं? विनेगर का कोई विनेगर ड्रिंक नहीं बना सकते हो. When life gives you lemon, make lemonade and sell it for a profit. Make something productive out of it. And finally, this one I love it. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade, but don't forget to share it with others. That lemonade. Don't forget to share. खुद ही मत गटक लो उसको, उस lemonade को. Share it with others. And that's what I've been doing for past so many decades. That the lemonade which I have been blessed with, I'm trying to share it with whoever I can. And this is the best experience and feeling you can get when you share your care with others. So, this is our final quote. Life is an innings, time is the bowler, toss is the destiny, but character is the bat. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Play to play well. Does anyone have any questions? Any doubts?